Okay, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
What did I have for breakfast this morning?
You get out.
Yeah, well, I'm actually I'm a little bit worried. I can't remember what I had. It's really bad, isn't it?
Poached eggs.
No.
No, we're just making up.
Well, I'm a little bit worried about my short-term memory at the minute. I did have something. Oh, I just had some boiled eggs. Yeah, there we go. Years ago, I used to have a restaurant. We catered Mary, my wife's brother's wedding, which was our first kind of catering job together. Mary really enjoyed doing that, so we had a discussion afterwards, and we decided to open up an outdoor catering company to cater for weddings and things at the weekends. And that's kind of really where it started. We ended up taking on a bed and breakfast as well, because that had a catering kitchen, so that enabled us to have both businesses running.
My parents went to the NEC Camping and Caravan Show and happened to mention that they'd seen these lovely pizza ovens that Jamie might like. I got back from work one day and Jamie had this really guilty face. This was about 3 days after Mum had phoned to say that. I was like, right, what have you done? Well, we've got a pizza oven coming on order. Right, okay, great. So now the pizza oven has to pay for itself.
We started really in the garden of the B&B, just offering wood fire pizzas to boaters as they came across as they were walking to the local pub. That took off relatively well with the holiday makers, but more surprisingly, it's the locals. They really hopped on board with it.
There's a lot of people who'd moved into the village, and it can be hard to get to know people and make new friends in a new area. There's a lot of people who would go to pizzas on a Friday and say, genuinely, we've now got this great friendship group because we popped down to get a takeaway. There was people sat there with a glass of wine, really welcoming. We sat and joined them, made friends.
The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Because the outdoor catering business was mobile, we didn't get any grants for that. So we were kind of a little bit like, what are we going to do to survive through COVID? We didn't have Larry's, we didn't have the restaurant then, but we were doing pizza takeaways from the saddlery at that time, which we upped to, I think we ended up doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and we had a tea room during the day, so just coffee and homemade cakes, paninis, that kind of thing. But partway through, we ended up with a bit of a battle with the Broads Authority over planning permission for this, which initially they rejected due to a highways issue.
I just wanted to give a quick video update. We've had quite a few people asking recently if they can get pizzas from us and when we're starting our pizza takeaways again, which we've been doing on Friday nights and a few extra nights throughout the summer. As some of you might know, we've been waiting for planning permission from the Broads Authority to extend our serving hours. And unfortunately, we've heard back today. We've had an email and it looks as though our application is going to be rejected due to a highways concern about road traffic, on-road parking rather, and lack of parking facilities here.
We appealed it and we won the appeal. We had so much backing from the local community, so much support. People wrote letters, people backed us on social media. Even when the highways man came out to visit us, some of the locals stopped him in the street and said, you need to let them carry on, they're doing a great thing. Would have been really bizarre had we had the restaurant, because I can't imagine having somewhere like this and it just being the doors locked for months and months at a time. So I guess we were lucky in a sense that we didn't experience that.
Day one of this restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it still haunts me.
I'm going to take you back actually to the Monday. So we opened on the Friday. The Monday was the day we got the keys. Absolutely buzzing. All down this side on the back wall there was these fitted shelving units, which the previous owner told us they're basically these hook-in, they're like kitchen units. You just take them off, unscrew them, bring them out really easy, because we knew we wanted to take all those out and put in this benching just to open it up and have a bit more dine-in space, make it a bit more welcoming. So we start the simple unscrewing of these shelving units, which were completely bolted into the wall. And once we started, there was then wires hanging out everywhere, dust everywhere, chaos everywhere. And we're looking, thinking, well, we've started now. We have to finish because we can't open like this. And we've put on social media saying we're opening, we've got staff ready for opening. I think it was probably the Thursday actually before We were pretty much good to go. Very different, like bare walls, but pretty much good to go. And we thought, let's do a trial run. We'll invite some friends over. We'll cook some pizzas. Everything went really well. So we're like, great, ready for opening on Friday. We were packed on opening night. We opened at 5. We had people everywhere, full restaurant. 2 hours in, pizza oven broke.
We were closed within 2 hours of opening. That was day one. However, that 2 hours we were open, hour and a half we were open. It was very well supported, and we thought, okay, if this carries on, we're going to do quite well. We had a season on and off with the pizza oven, so we ended up having to buy. It got to a stage where it's not a fixable piece of kit. We ended up having to replace that. That was our first big expense, something we just hadn't budgeted for, and little do we know, basically all the equipment we inherited from the old business, one by one, started shutting down. We were lucky that we did get a lot of support, and we're still gaining momentum. We're nearly 2 years in now, and it's just looking like our growth pattern should start putting us into a profit from now on. The day-to-day challenge of the business is one thing, and it's something I enjoy, and it's something I'm learning and growing through, and I do really enjoy that. I've always been a foodie, being around food. We do get our days where we think, oh, are we doing something wrong, or do we need to change anything? But maybe a bit of patience, and there's a lot going on in the outside world there, and it's paydays and things like that, really. You know, like you were about to say something.
No, your timer went off.
Oh.